welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my labor and delivery experience, like when I started having like Braxton Hicks or contractions, and then when I finally had her and how the whole process was. So if you are interested in hearing my story, please stay tuned. I started having like some light pain. It really wasn't even pain, it was kind of like discomfort. Saturday morning around 3:40ish in the morning. So I woke up, I had like a lot of discomfort, pressure, and I don't know, I just felt weird. So I called my mom and told her, hey, like I'm kind of having some like light pain and a lot of discomfort, and my belly had already dropped. I think my belly had dropped like the week before, so it was already like she was already really low. And so I called my mom and she's like, take a cool shower, and try to bounce on your ball and everything. So that's what I did. I took a quick shower, like a shower, and she said just to let the water run on my back and everything. So I did, and then as I was in the shower, my mucus plug came out, and it was so nasty. Like, it just looked so weird. So I called her and I was like, hey, is this my mucus plug? She's like, yeah, it is. I was like, okay. So I had then got out and everything, and I went back. I started bouncing on the ball for a little bit, and then I laid back down. So then I felt like something come out of me, and I thought, I was like, I had just peed, so I don't think I peed on myself. So then I went to the bathroom, and I didn't make it to the toilet when like stuff started coming out, but it wasn't like a lot of it. It was just like if I would have peed on myself, like it wasn't a lot of water or whatever it was. So I was like, I called her again and I was like, I think my water just broke. So she was like, was it a lot of it? And I was like, it wasn't a lot. I was like, it was kind of like if I would have peed myself, but like it wasn't a lot. She was like, okay. She's like, normally it would be a lot. She's like, unless you're kind of leaking a little bit and then a little bit here and a little bit there. So she was like, how are your pains? And I was like, well, I mean, they're not close together. So, and like, it was kind of like discomfort. It wasn't really, I didn't really, I personally don't think it was contractions yet. I think it was just a lot of discomfort is what I felt. So, so So I went to sleep because David had a tocada that day in Magnolia. So they were gonna leave pretty early from here to go over there to set up. So I got a little bit more rest, and then I started packing my stuff just in case I was to go to the hospital while he was over there. So I had already had my bags packed. I was just packing kind of like the things I was currently using at the moment in the bag, make sure I wasn't forgetting anything or anything like that. So he took me to my mom's house, and it was probably like 10ish when he took me, baby. And I think my mom was working half day that day, so she wasn't gonna get home till like 1ish. So that meantime, I got to the house, to her house, and I was on the ball for a little bit, try to walk a little bit, but since I didn't get a lot of rest that night before, I kind of slept a little bit also. So when she got home, it's like, okay, get up, start walking, start getting on the ball and everything. So that's what I did. So we went for a long walk in the neighborhood, in her neighborhood, and it was so hot. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can get back home. But we did. We got back home, and we I went and took a quick shower because I was sweating and everything, and I was really hot. So I took another cool shower, and I had felt like that walk really helped me. I was still had that pressure down there, but I was also getting my I guess contractions, and they weren't strong, but I could feel them. You know, like it was kind of like period cramps. So Sunday morning around 4:30ish, 5, I was starting to feel them, like they got like stronger, and I was like, oh gosh. So at that time they were 3 minutes apart, and my mom had told me if they're 3 minutes apart, if your water breaks, you need to wake me up, that way we can go to the hospital. So I said okay. So they were 3 minutes apart, and David had called me when I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go tell my mom that they're 3 minutes apart. Well, he had called me. He was like, hey, do I need to go home? Do I need to go to your mom's house? Where do I need to go? I was like, they're 3 minutes apart. I'm about to go tell my mom, and we may go to the hospital, so you may need to meet me at the hospital. So I went to my mom, and I was like, hey, mom, they're 3 minutes apart. And I was like starting to get them like 3 to 2 minutes then. So, and I could just, like, I could feel them, and they were like, it hurt, you know. So then she took me to the hospital. We went. I was waiting for David. He had to come home to do something real quick, and then he went to the hospital. So they checked me and everything, and we got to the hospital like at 5:15, maybe 5:30. We got to the hospital. Um, yeah, like 5:15, 5:30. We got to the hospital, and we told them what was going on, and um, we, they hooked me up to everything, and they checked me, and I was already I think she said 3 to 4 centimeters or 3 centimeters, and I don't remember what time that was. Well, clearly whenever I got there, but after they finished like connecting you to everything and asking you all those questions, and they check you, so time had already went by. So then David got there, he was asking if I was okay and everything. I told him yes. And so, time was going by and everything, and I do remember, um, like I was, on my ball. I was moving around, trying to, get her to come down. Um, and the doctor would come and check me, and they would tell me, like she's really, really low and everything. So they're like, she should anytime, because she's really, really low. And I was like, okay. And I hated when the doctor would come and check me, because it would hurt so bad. um, like I would like cry because it would hurt so bad whenever he would check me. I remember there was this one time when he did go to check me when I was probably like 6 centimeters or something. When he checked me, and it hurt so bad, I like pushed his arm, like I pushed myself up and pushed his arm out because it hurt so bad. But like it really hurt. Like I think it hurt more than the contractions at that time. So I did ask them for a little small dosage of medicine, because I already have back problems, lower back problems, and that's where all my pain mainly was my back. Like it was like burning my lower back, like my tailbone area, all there was burning, and like I just couldn't get comfortable at all. So they did give me a little bit, and David has said like I had slept through my contractions. So I don't like taking medicine, so I'm pretty sure whenever they gave me, like it knocks me out, because I don't really like to take medicine at all like that. So they gave me a little bit of medicine, and so this is baby Iris, my little girl. So I had, so I do remember that he came to check me whenever I was asleep, and I remember him saying, give her a dosage of Pitocin, and I guess that's the medicine to make you like to start contracting more. So I remember my mom had said it was because I was staying at 6 for a while, so they had gave me Pitocin so that I would um, just make sure I was not gonna stop there. I would just keep going. I remember him saying that. Then I remember him saying something about a catheter, and whenever he said catheter, like I kind of like was like, what? And my mom had said it was because while he had checked me, they thought it was my water that had broke, but it was actually pee. Like I had peed on him, and I was like, oh gosh. So they were like that I had peed on him, but the nurse had forgot she hadn't taken me to the bathroom yet. So it's because I hadn't gone to the bathroom, and he thought it was because I wasn't able to pee on my own. But she had forgot that, hey, I think he had asked her, like, did she go to the bathroom? When was the last time? And she had remembered, oh, I had not taken her yet to the bathroom because she was sleeping since they gave me that medicine. It had like knocked me out, and David said like you were sleeping through your contractions. So um I was like, so I was able to get some rest because I just felt like tired, drained, you know. So I had so then he was like, okay, so just don't worry about the catheter, you know, just give her some Pitocin, that way her contractions will speed up and we can have a baby soon. And to be honest with you, I was not looking at the time or anything. I was just trying to focus more on my contractions, trying to control my breathing. So I did not get the epidural. The only medicine I got was the little bit I had asked for my back pain, and that's all I got, like my whole labor. So the doctor had came back and he checked me, and I think he had said I was like 9.5. So they started prepping everything, and she had told me as a contraction comes, start pushing a little bit, not too hard, but start doing practice pushes, like just like little pushes. So I was like, okay. But I was kind of like pushing a little hard because I was like, I'm ready for her to come out. I'm ready for her to be here, you know. It's not because of my pain. It was just, I was just tired. I was just ready, you know, ready for her to come out. So there came a point in time like I felt like I had to poop. Like literally. I felt like I had to shit. And I would be pushing so hard. I was like I have to push. Like I don't know. I feel something and it's pressure, and I feel like I have to poop like really bad. So they were like, okay. So they, of course, they were already getting everything ready. And whenever they were asking me the questions, like whenever you first get there, they had asked me if I wanted to have like a mirror behind them so that I could see her come out. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I told them yes. So whenever I was doing my pushes, I could see her head, like her hair, I could see it, and her head. And I was like, oh my, like it just like stuff like that, like it's cool to me. Like it fantasizes me. I don't know why, but it does. Like I don't get grossed out. So I was able to see my first few pushes, see her head there. But of course, after a while, like, because I was so focused on pushing, they pushed the mirror to the side. Because you know how they have to bring that big light, and then the doctor, of course, has to get up all up in there. So they moved the mirror, and I started, you know, they were like, okay, start doing your pushes. So I was. Are you sleepy? So then, finally the nurse was like, let me call your doctor, I think you're ready. So we were doing, still continued to do my pushes. And then, you know, they were finally telling me, okay, get like this and everything. And David was by my side the whole time. He literally went like 48 hours without sleep because he had his gig on Saturday, and then I had her, no, he had his gig all on, he had his gig Saturday, and then Sundays when I had her already like in the afternoon. So he literally did not get a lot of sleep at all. He probably got maybe an hour throughout the whole day of sleep. So he was up about 48 hours. So I started pushing, and you know, like, David was really supportive. He was like, I didn't know whether to come around you, whether to not come around you. He's like, so I didn't know how you were gonna react, which I was perfectly fine. I wasn't really cranky with him or my mom. I do remember them like playing videos and they were loud and everything. The noise didn't bother me or anything, so I definitely wasn't like that cranky person. I was just like cool, mellow. I was just trying to focus mainly more on my contractions. Tip, if you want to do it natural, honestly, just focus on your contractions, focus on your breathing, breathe through your contractions. Like, just breathe. Like, don't hold it in. Don't, not saying don't, like, it's like focus on the contraction, but focus more on your breathing than the contraction. Because when you focus more on the breathing, it's like, okay, your mind is not just on the contraction, it's on something else. So honestly, like, your breathing is key. To me, my breathing was key whenever I was going through my contractions. And my nurse, I loved my nurse. My nurse that I got, like, she was like hands down the best. Like, she was guiding me through it. She was letting me know I was doing a great job, that I was, you know, what I was doing was great, to keep doing what I was doing. You know, she would tell me, if you want more medicine, if you want that epidural, like anything you want, you need, tell me and I'll get it for you. And she, you know, she was would get me the ball if I needed it. She would set up things to where David could like massage my back while I was on the ball. That way I could, you know, get her like further down. Um, Show us different positions we could do to help me. Um, she was just awesome. Like, I loved her. Um, and so, you know, she was there with me to push her out and everything. So finally, I was pushing her out, and there came a point in time when I was pushing. I guess her head, whenever I was pushing, would go out, and then whenever I would stop, it would go back in. So what the doctor had did was, whenever her head was out, he grabbed it. He grabbed her head, and let me tell you, it burned and stung so bad that, like, I yelled. And when he did that, I yelled. And I grabbed my nurse by her scrubs. Like, I literally grabbed her. I like grabbed her scrubs, and I grabbed my leg, and I pushed, and she came out. Like, I was like, oh no, she is coming out right now. When I saw her, I don't want to cry. But when I saw her, it was just like, wow, you were like really inside me. Like, I just pushed you out and you are here now. And I remember them like taking everything, you know, taking all that stuff out of their throat and everything. and she like hadn't cried yet, and mom was like, I was kind of getting worried, but I was like, you know, it's normal because they have everything in their like in their throat, in their lungs. So she finally cried, and they put her on me, and I like, it was just, it just felt so good, you know, like that quick second of pain that I felt whenever she came out, like it was just worth it, you know. I'm such a crybaby, you guys, so sorry. Excuse me. So I you know, she was finally here, and it was a 5:08 if I'm not mistaken when I had her. So I had her on 6:30 of 2019. She was 20 inches, and she weighed 7 pounds 12 ounces. So I had her, and all of it was totally worth it for me. Like, I would honestly do it again. So after I had her, I did rip, so they did have to stitch me up. I think they said on my right side. So I did have to go through that. The what's the matter, baby? What's the matter? So they did have to stitch me up, and of course take everything out. You know, take everything out, make sure you don't have any blood clots or anything, and I think she's sleepy. My big baby. You sleepy? Okay, let's go sleep. Go sleep. So she so I, you know, they were taking everything out of me. They had to stitch me up, and David saw everything from her, from my contractions, from them checking me, from them you know, me pushing her out. He cut the umbilical cord, and he saw them stitch me up, take my placenta out. Like, he saw everything. And honestly, any dads out there, if you have the opportunity to see everything, like, do it. Like, because you will like, I don't know how to say it, like, you'll be thankful for the woman you have, because like she had to go through all that for your child. And honestly, I think it's an eye-opener for guys, you know, because they kind of, some people, you know, some guys may think it's easy, but it's not. And I think that's really an eye-opener for them, because it's like you have to go through all that, you know. And some people, like, it's worse. Some people have to have a C-section. Some people have to they tear from their vagina through their butt. Like, you know, it's just a lot of different things that could happen during labor. So honestly, if you're able to be there for your wife, your girlfriend, your woman, like, do it. Be there every step of the way. It's, you know, it's an amazing experience as a father to be able to experience that. And my mom was in the room with me, my mom and David, and I felt like having my mom there with me gave me that she had all of us natural. So having her there with me was like, if my mom could do it, I could do it. And I wanted to have her natural. I wanted to no epidural, no anything, because I don't know, that's just what I wanted. And I was like, if my mom could do it, then I could do it too, you know. And so so those were the two people with me in the room, and honestly, it was amazing having there. We did have our laughs and everything while I was in pain, and I wouldn't, you know, have wanted anybody else there with me in the room. So yeah, so like I said, they finished, you know, fixing me up and everything, and my recovery was pretty good to me. I, of course, like, your first 2-3 bathroom breaks that you go to are like, wow, I did not know that I could literally have all that blood coming out of me and still be alive. Because it was a lot of blood. Like, honestly, I was not expecting that at all. Like, those are one of the things that they don't really talk about when they talk to you about giving birth. Like, you think it's okay, give birth, have her, and that's the end. Like, no, it's like, if you rip, you have to be careful. You have to use all that stuff to take care of it down there. Um, you have to use the warm water, squirt it, and then use that other spray and everything, and um, have your pads, your long pads, and have your little undies and everything. Like, it's kind of like I knew about the underwear and everything, but I didn't know like about the blood and everything. So it was like, I was like, wow, like, dang, this is crazy. But if you guys have any questions for me about the labor and delivery, feel free to ask me in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.